Your brain is being trained every day, even when you are not trying to train it. Every time you grab your phone before your feet touch the floor, your brain learns something. Every time you quit the moment work becomes boring, your brain learns something. Every time you stay calm instead of reacting, focus for 10 more minutes, go for a walk, read a few pages, or keep a small promise to yourself, your brain learns something too. The scary part is that most people think their daily habits are small. They think scrolling for another hour is just entertainment. Sleeping late is just one bad night. Skipping one task is just a normal, lazy moment. But your brain does not see repetition as small. Your brain sees repetition as training. And this is the idea most people miss. Your brain is not fixed. It is adapting. It is always adjusting to what you repeatedly do. If your life trains distraction, your focus gets weaker. If your life trains patience, your focus gets stronger. If your life trains emotional reactions, you become easier to control. If your life trains discipline, self-trust, and recovery, your mind becomes stronger over time. This video is not about becoming perfect. It is not about waking up at 5 a.m., deleting every app, or turning your life into a military routine. It is about understanding one simple truth. The person you become is being built by the patterns you repeat when nobody is watching. Let me show you the daily rebuild loop. This is the loop that quietly shapes your mind every day. Input, attention, action, and recovery. Input is what you feed your brain. Attention is what you train your mind to stay with. Action is what you repeatedly prove about yourself. Recovery is how your brain repairs, resets, and becomes stable enough to do it again tomorrow. If you want to rebuild your mind, you do not start by changing your entire life. You start by looking at what this loop is already teaching you. First, your input is training your cravings. Most people protect their diet more than they protect their mind. They know junk food affects the body, but they forget that junk input affects attention, mood, and standards. If the first thing your brain receives every morning is noise, comparison, conflict, and short bursts of stimulation, do not be surprised when deep work feels painfully slow later in the day. Imagine someone named Alex. Alex wakes up and checks the phone before getting out of bed. A few messages, a few videos, a few notifications. Nothing dramatic, just 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes become 20. Then Alex finally gets up, already mentally scattered. Before the day even begins, the brain has learned the first lesson. Stimulation comes before intention. After months of this, Alex starts saying, "I cannot focus. I am lazy. My brain is foggy." But the real problem is not personality. The real problem is training. The first classroom of the day is the phone screen, and the subject is distraction. This is why input matters. What you consume repeatedly becomes what your brain expects. If you constantly feed your mind fast content, ordinary life starts feeling too slow. If you constantly feed your mind outrage, calm thinking starts feeling boring. If you constantly feed your mind comparison, your own life starts feeling inadequate. The shift is simple. Do not let your first input of the day be something that trains the opposite of the person you want to become. Give your brain a cleaner first signal. Silence, water, a short walk, a notebook, 5 minutes without your phone. You are not just starting the day. You are telling your brain what kind of day this is going to be. The second part of the loop is attention. Attention is not just something you have, it is something you train. Every time you stay with one task instead of escaping, you are training attention. Every time you switch tabs the moment something becomes boring, you are training distraction. The problem is that modern life gives you an exit from every uncomfortable moment. If reading feels slow, you can scroll. If work feels confusing, you can check messages. If silence feels uncomfortable, you can play something in the background. And because the escape is always available, your brain never has to build the strength to stay. This is why some people feel exhausted even after doing almost nothing. Their mind has been jumping all day. A little work, a little phone, a little video, a little worry, a little notification, a little unfinished task. The body may be sitting still, but the brain is constantly paying the cost of switching. If you want a sharper brain, practice staying. Not for 5 hours. Start with 20 minutes. One task. No phone next to you. No tabs open that do not belong to the task. No pretending that multitasking is productivity. Just one clean block of attention. At first, your brain will resist. You will feel the urge to check something. You will suddenly remember small tasks. You will feel restless. That does not mean you are bad at focus. It means you are finally seeing the training your brain has been receiving. Attention is like a path in grass. Every time you walk the same direction, the path becomes easier to walk again. If you walk the path of distraction every day, distraction becomes natural. If you walk the path of focus every day, focus becomes more available. Not instantly, but gradually, quietly, repeatedly. The third part of the loop is action. Action is where identity is built. Most people think identity changes first and behavior follows. They wait until they feel disciplined before acting disciplined. They wait until they feel confident before keeping promises. They wait until they feel like a focused person before doing focused work. But usually it works the other way around. You act first, and identity follows the evidence. Every small action is a vote. 10 minutes of focused work is a vote for someone who can focus. Going to sleep on time is a vote for someone who respects tomorrow. Reading 5 pages is a vote for someone who trains the mind. Taking a walk instead of staying stuck is a vote for someone who does not wait for motivation to move. One vote does not change everything, but repeated votes begin to change what feels normal. This is why huge plans often fail. They try to create a new identity with intensity instead of evidence. A person says, "I'm going to change my life. I will wake up early, work out, read, meditate, study, eat perfectly, and never waste time again." For 2 days, it feels powerful. Then life becomes normal again, and the system collapses. The brain does not trust dramatic promises. It trusts repeated proof. So if you want to rebuild your mind, stop trying to impress yourself with a plan. Give yourself proof. One small promise kept daily is more powerful than a perfect routine that dies after a week. The fourth part of the loop is recovery. This is the part ambitious people often ignore. They want discipline, focus, confidence, emotional control, and mental clarity while treating recovery like a weakness. But a tired brain is easier to distract. A sleep-deprived brain is more emotional. A constantly stimulated brain becomes less patient with ordinary work. Recovery is not laziness. Recovery is maintenance. Sleep is recovery. Quiet is recovery. Walking is recovery. Sitting without a screen for a few minutes is recovery. Letting your mind finish one thought before feeding it another piece of content is recovery. If your brain never gets a chance to reset, your discipline starts depending on force, and force does not scale. You can force yourself for a day, maybe a week, but eventually the mind pushes back. This is why the strongest people are not always the most intense. Often they are the most stable. They know when to push, when to simplify, when to sleep, when to remove noise, and when to return to the basics. Now here's the part that matters most. The dangerous thing is not one bad habit. The dangerous thing is repeating a life that trains the opposite of the person you want to become. If you want focus but train distraction every morning, your life is voting against you. If you want discipline but escape every boring task, your life is voting against you. If you want emotional control but react instantly to every irritation, your life is voting against you. If you want confidence but keep breaking promises to yourself, your life is voting against you. But the opposite is also true. If you give your brain cleaner input, even briefly, you are voting for clarity. If you practice one block of focus, you are voting for attention. If you keep one small promise, you are voting for self-trust. If you sleep, walk, breathe, and recover instead of constantly stimulating yourself, you are voting for stability. This is how a mind gets rebuilt. Not through one dramatic transformation, through repeated patterns that teach your brain who you are becoming. So here's the simple challenge. For the next 24 hours, watch the loop. What input are you giving your brain first? What are you training your attention to do? What small action are you using as evidence? What recovery are you giving your mind so it can work again tomorrow? You do not need to fix your whole life today. You need to interrupt one pattern and rebuild one better one, because your brain is always learning. The question is not whether you are training it. The question is what you are training it to become. If this video helped you see your habits differently, like the video and subscribe to Mind Rebuilt for more practical videos on discipline, focus, dopamine control, habits, and rebuilding your life one pattern at a time. And before you leave, comment one pattern you want to rebuild this week.